G'day YouTube, Quacker John here. Today I have Alan with me again to discuss, but this time to discuss why he chose the Kawasaki Vulcan S for his bike. Now Alan is a subscriber of the channel, a regular on livestream and a regular in the chat videos on my channel. And I should say that he lives in Michigan, USA, while I am in Brisbane, Australia. Alan, you do a lot of background research before you buy anything. What bikes did you consider when buying your motorbike?
Well, hello, John. Thanks for the opportunity here.
No worries, mate.
Yeah, as you know, as we've discussed in the past, I rode motorcycles back in the 70s and 80s. And it was about this time last year that I decided that maybe getting back into motorcycling would be something for me to do. So I looked around, and there was two parameters that I wanted to stay within. One was budget. I wanted to keep the bike about $7,000 US, and new. I really didn't want to buy a used bike that might have other people's problems with it. So new and under 7,000. I didn't want to finance anything. So the bikes that I initially looked at was the Honda Rebel, the Suzuki M50 Boulevard, obviously the Kawasaki Vulcan S, and the Yamaha Bolt. And here in Michigan, the dealerships tend to offer all of those brands within their dealerships. In other parts of the United States, California specifically that I'm aware of, you want to buy a Kawasaki, you go to a Kawasaki dealer. Ditto with Honda or Suzuki or Yamaha. Same with Harleys. If you want a specific brand, that's where you go. Here in Michigan, there's an advantage where a lot of these dealers offer a lot of different products, and there's a dealer here about 60 miles south of me that offers all four of those bikes on their showroom floor. So I had the advantage of going down and actually looking, even though it was cold and wintry and all the rest of it, looking at the four different motorcycles. And what I found was, for me personally, the styling of the Honda, although the price range for all of them are about the same, the styling of the Honda Rebel and the Yamaha Bolts, just, I don't know. There was something that, put me off. I just didn't like it. That's my personal taste. Obviously, like anything else, when you go buy cars, you go buy shoes, buy clothes, it's personal taste. So you have to like the styling. It has to be something that you're drawn to. And so I was kind of drawn to the Kawasaki Vulcan S and the Suzuki M50 initially. And the M50 is a heavier bike. It's bigger. And it just wasn't, I don't know. There's something I just didn't connect with it. The Kawasaki Vulcan S, I like the styling. Kawasaki got it right. It's a light bike, 500 pounds. It's not overtly big. And the only, like I said earlier, that we've had conversations about, the only concerns I had with that bike was the forward seating position, the pegs and the controls, and the 650 engine. Was that going to be enough power for a guy my size? I'm 6'1", 250 pounds, and I didn't want to have an underpowered motorcycle. Those two concerns are long gone. The Suzuki, the Kawasaki, awesome. I mean, that the forward controls were easy to, as you had told me, was easy to get a hold of and start riding and get used to. That was just all good stuff. And the power is not a problem at all, zero. So it's what drove me to the Kawasaki. The styling, the price. I've had previous experiences with Kawasaki. There you go. And I had the opportunity to look at all the different bikes, sit on them, and the Kawasaki just felt the best to me. So, and like I said, I got a good deal on mine. It was a 2019 with ABS. For $5,500, and then your tax license, destination, all that stuff. But it was a good price, The dealer was just liquidating his overstock from the year before, so it was just that's where I went. The Vulcan S has met every desire that I've had.
So what you most liked about the Vulcan S was its cruiser styling, and it's only 500 pounds. It's a fairly light bike. Were that the two main things you most liked about it that made you
Yeah,
choose
those
it
were.
above the other bikes?
Yeah, there was, as it turned out, a third option came up, and that option was accessories. The Vulcan S is a very popular bike, and so the aftermarket sells a lot of stuff for it. Exhaust systems, saddlebags, windscreens, engine guards, and Kawasaki sells that stuff as well. So if you want, you grow into your bike. If you want to accessorize it, it's easy to do. You can change it and make it anything that you want. The other part of the the other part of the Kawasaki that I really, really liked was the ergo fit. I got to give big kudos to Kawasaki for that. They're the only manufacturer that sells a motorcycle where you can adjust the controls forward or back from the standard position, a different seat arrangement, and different handlebars. So if you're a little shorter, you're 5'10", 5 foot, the seat height is not going to be a problem. They have the seat that'll move you forward a couple of inches. You can move the controls back. There's a handlebar that'll pull back. Kawasaki will do all that for you. If the dealer participates with the ergo fit, they'll make all those arrangements and set the bike up for you. For me, what I really liked, what I did was I took off the standard seat and I put on the extended fit seat, which moved me back about 2 inches, gave me plenty of leg room. The handlebars, the stock handlebars, the standard ones, I think they call them, and the standard foot pegs are perfect. So the bike for me is very, very comfortable. Now, if you're a little taller, maybe you're 6'5", 6'6", you could get the extended reach, move the brake pedal out a little bit, get another rod, move that out forward a little bit. And so now you're not all cramped up. So the cruiser style, Kawasaki did a great job with that, and the bike has plenty of power for moving even larger guys like me around. And then if you're a smaller female or a smaller guy, you're I don't know, 5 foot, 5'6", 5'8", whatever. The weight of the bike is not overbearing. You can get the bike to fit you. It's just all around a great bike, well engineered, well designed, and very reliable. I've had no problems with mine whatsoever.
Did you find anything negative about the Vulcan S?
Negative?
Yeah.
No. I have not. I've only owned the bike 5-6 months now. Put almost 1,800 miles on it, and there's been no negativity whatsoever. It handles beautifully. Any little bit of input, counter steering, whatever, the bike falls right over. Power wise, you keep it in the lower RPM range, 4,000 to 6,000 RPM. It's got plenty of power. You want to ring it out, you want to take it up, and run it out above, because the red line on that is like 9,000 RPM. It comes alive from 6,000 and above. So there's plenty of power for even the most power hungry people. So you just ring it out. I mean, basically that's the Ninja motor. It's been detuned a little bit, different cams, less compression, but that's the Ninja motor. Very reliable, lots of power. Like I said, and I got the Delcovic exhaust on it. I have a power booster on it. I've made some accessories, put those on there. So the bike has been personalized for me in my exact the way I wanted it to be. So if you want a completely stock bike, great. If you want to add stuff, there's plenty of accessories to do that with.
Yeah, the only negative thing I found about the Vulcan S was the stock seat. I bought a Corbin seat for it but not everyone has that problem. You've still got the stock seat on, haven't you?
Yeah, the stock seat. I have the extended version, and Kawasaki kind of markets that as a gel seat. There's a little gel pad down where your tailbone would normally sit, and for me, that makes it very comfortable. Now that it's extended, so it moves your backside back about 2 inches. So if you're a little shorter, that might be a problem. But yeah, I've read that that the stock seat for some people just doesn't work, and they change it. But there are multiple. There's Corbin and there's some other outfits that will take your stock seat pan, move it around, put different foam in it, and make the seat a lot more comfortable for you if that pertains to be a problem for you. If you're riding long distances or you just have some back issues or other stuff, you can get the seat groomed. But other than that, I don't know of any stock motorcycle that has the perfect seat. Most people, some of the first things that they do is change the seat, or they'll put exhaust systems on them so they get a little more noise or a little more power or whatever. That's some of the first things that they do. It's just what.
Having had the Vulcan S for some 5 months now, has the bike met all of your expectations?
Absolutely. The bike, my wife has no desire at all to go touring, ride on it, none of that. So it's just me, which is fine. I go on short little hops, 30, 40 mile, 50 mile hops. Here locally, in where I live here in Michigan, there's plenty of roads that go inland into the national forests and whatnot. There's also some roads that go along Lake Michigan. So it's beautiful country to ride in. I find for me, that's perfect. There's little diners along the way that you can stop and eat. So for me, it's met every expectation that I would want on it. Now, did I have the expectation of riding down to Chicago with it, or down to Detroit, or taking it up to the UP, putting, 7, 8, 900? No, that was never my intention. So when you buy the Vulcan S, or any motorcycle for that matter, you really need to be clear with yourself as far as what your intended purposes are. If you're going to go touring and if you're going to go long distances, I know people do that with the Vulcan S. Great. That was not my intention. So for my expectations, it's met them all. It's got plenty of power, like I've said, and the accessories, riding the way I ride, it's been perfect, absolutely perfect. And I think most people, depending for a first-time bike rider, I think they'll find the bike very good. Now, they may graduate to a larger bike, depending on what they're going to use the bike for, or riders like myself and like you. I mean, you had an old Kawasaki KZ back in the day. I had some motorcycles. To get back into the motorcycling, I found this to be the perfect bike. The styling, all of it. So yeah, I have no regrets, none whatsoever.
Well, thanks, Alan. That finishes the chat. Thanks for joining me very much, and thank you for your comments. I'm sure it will help a lot of people.
Well, hopefully it does, and again, I know that on a couple of your videos on YouTube, people have left comments and asked questions, and I watch all of your videos. So if I see anything there that I can help with, I certainly will try. But it's just my opinion, and those, you can take it or leave it. So there you go.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, Alan. That these two chat interviews, two chats that we've done, and I'll be loading them tonight on the channel. People can write in comments to you as well as me, and you'll answer them under the video in the comments section.
Yeah, I'll answer truthfully. I'm not a salesman. I don't work for Kawasaki. I don't get commissions or any of that kind of stuff. I just think for me, the styling, the accessories, the price range, the fact that it has ABS, all of those things met all of my needs. And so I'll help, with anybody that has questions about the Kawasaki Vulcan S, or even other bikes. I mean, there's, I've had some experience, as you, with other motorcycles, but I gravitated to the Vulcan S just because I thought that was the best thing for me. So,
well, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Catch up with you later.
All right, man. You take care of yourself.
Thanks for watching my video. If you enjoy my videos, subscribe to the channel. Live stream is on every Wednesday night at 10 PM Brisbane, Australia time. You're most welcome to join in. You are most welcome to join the Quacker John chat room, and the link for your invitation to join the Quacker John chat room is in the comments under the video. See ya!